Chapter 18. Case 1. A double warning. Researcher Davidson fellow. A large number of near-death experiences report that they felt one of the reasons they had their experience was because they had lost their way in life. Because of this, they required a major wake-up call, which is what their near-death experience gave them. A wake-up call does not turn formerly dysfunctional people into healthy people. It gives them a story to share, a map to follow, and concrete ways to begin to tackle all the areas of their lives and personalities that require deepening and healing. What this means is that near-death experiences, while they often have wonderful stories to tell, including stories of miraculous healings and newfound paranormal abilities, are not necessarily the wisest, healthiest, most evolved people. While they are usually called to share their stories so we can all become better people, spiritual experiences do not transform any of us into perfect beings overnight. So this is a double warning. First, to near-death experiences, spiritual experiences, by themselves, do not transform any of us into perfect beings. We still must do the hard work of purifying egos and integrating spiritual visions and understandings with the practical realities of life. If we try to ride the power of spiritual experiences without doing the hard work of personal transformation, we will end up crashing and burning, and potentially taking a lot of others with us. Second, to those who are looking to near-death experiences as emissaries of the divine, yes, near-death experiences have been sent back, in part, to share their stories and, by doing so, help illuminate all of us. Beyond that, near-death experiences may or may not be able to offer solid, seasoned advice. Along with integrating whatever spiritual experiences they had into daily life, it often takes decades of daily work on shadow and developmental issues to create vessels that allow the divine to emerge in us in healthy, balanced, full-blown ways. The same is true for us. Like near-death experiences, we must also work on ourselves, which includes not giving our power and personal responsibility away to others who appear to be more evolved than we are. Case 2. Experiences are still human. Researcher Kenneth Ring, PhD, excerpted from Lessons from the Light. As always, discrimination and discernment must be exercised, because even in the near-death world, there are persons, including some enders, who are not always what they seem, or who suffer from obvious self-inflation or other grandiose tendencies that any prudent person would do well to eschew immediately. Please remember something that should be obvious: enders, though they may have seen the light, are still human and have human failings. Not they, but only the light should be exalted. So do not let your enthusiasm for these teachings and for what the light represents blind you to possible excesses in its name. Case 3. Don't pine for a NDE** near-death experiencer. Peter Panagor. If you're pining to have a near-death experience, I would say don't. This is not what you want. It may seem like a blessing, but it is often a curse, as it is a blessing. It leaves one disassociated. It leaves one depressed. I went through a long period of depression. I live a life of non-attachment, not detachment, but non-attachment. My connectivity is to the other side, not so much here. Case point 4. Be careful what you wish for. Near-death experiencer Natalie Sudman. I can't tell you how many times I hear, I want the NDE without the ND near-death part. But there's lots of ways to remember who we are. You don't need to do the ND part. A lot of people want the flashy spiritually transformative experience of an NDE or something that happens that changes their whole life in an instant. Well, when you have that, unless you have already done the work before you had that experience, you're going to have to do that work after that experience. What I'm saying is that it may not change your life the way you think it will. It may not change your life that easily. You can start at the beginning and work your way through something and learn it from the bottom up, and by the time you get up to that peak experience, it may not feel like a peak because you've worked your way up, and it might just feel like, now I'm here. Or you may have that peak experience, but then you may crash and have to work your way back up. Or you may find, oh, I'm losing it, and coming back up and find that road really rocky trying to master what you experienced in an instant. So what I am saying is a spiritually transformative experience is not always just magic. It can be very disruptive. And very, very difficult afterwards. It may not always be, but it can be. Be careful what you wish for, is what I am saying. A flashy spiritual experience may not be the best way for you. You may be working your way along slowly, and you may be a lot farther along than you think you are. Just keep going. It's your path. It's your path, and your path is valuable for you. Their path is not valuable for you. Soulmate, this is a part of Zindagi Ki Roshni consultancy. It has been established for those who have lost someone and for those who are very sad in their life. About 100 PDF books and 20 short audio books of this topic will be sent to those who join it. This data will be sent to their email or WhatsApp. If you want to join this organization, then please send WhatsApp message to this number.